The following is a presentation of the Game Time Sports Network. From the campus of Motlow State Community College in beautiful Tullahoma, Tennessee, this is Motlow State Soccer. And now it's game time. Good afternoon, good wet afternoon from the campus of Motlow State Community College. I'm Jay Harper, Game Time Sports Network, as we are about to get a soggy day underway here from the campus of Motlow State. It is Chattanooga State coming up against the Motlow State Bucks, and we are doing our best to keep things dry here and get you the coverage as best we can, as it has just been an absolute deluge here, as this game was initially scheduled to begin yesterday, but due to field conditions yesterday, it was determined to go ahead and try to get this game underway today. And quite frankly, the conditions probably not much better at all, as it has been a steady rain here for a couple of hours. And again, as we endeavor to get you the coverage as best we can, given the conditions, we hope to not have any technical issues that would short things out with all this water here. And the ball going out, so we get the throw in. And Ahmed now with the ball. Doing our best to keep things in focus here. Motlow State, who had a tie match against Tullahoma State in their most recent match. And now, as they are up against Chattanooga State, as the goalkeeper, Brooke Watson, slides into the big pond there, as again, just some pretty lousy conditions, but at least the rain has stopped for the time being. But in looking at the radar, it does look like there is more coming. And Brooke Watson picking up the ball, the goalkeeper, and she will put it in play with the punt. And we'll have a throw in here. And back into the puddle it goes. Number 6, Sophia Simpson will endeavor to toss it in. And Ahmed now. And here comes Dunez, number 23. Ahmed taking it in. And that is Coleman with the shot and the goal. So quickly getting on the board is Motlow State. And we will go to midfield. The one of the officials having a discussion here with Sophia Simpson. She's got something stuck in her headband that they have asked her to remove. So quickly, 1-0 here. Just a little under 5 minutes into the match. And Motlow State, they have already put themselves on the scoreboard. They are 3-0-1 in the conference, 5-1-2 overall. Chattanooga State, with Coach Zach Daly, the head coach, he's assisted by Gretchen Hamill. They have, at least according to the stats I have here, in conference play, they are 1-4. As they have defeated Dyersburg State, but suffering losses to Roane State, Columbia State, Pellissippi State, and Southwest Tennessee. I'm Jay Harper. This is the Game Time Sports Network, as we are, well, earlier dealing with quite the downpour. Thankfully, the rain has subsided quite a bit here at the moment. And hopefully it will stay off this part of the campus for at least the next hour and a half or so. And another shot off the left foot of Ella Hobson, a midfielder from Middlesbrough, England, number 21. And now there's Cador, number 16, getting a foot on things. And now Chattanooga State penetrating a little bit as they're sloshing around out there in this extremely saturated field. But for the moment, the rain has let up, and as long as there's no lightning, we will proceed. Butler, the goalkeeper, in net for Motlow State. And the whistle. And Butler will put it in play. In the far corner, Cador getting it to Castorina. And out it goes. The throw in now from Sophia Simpson. And back out into the puddle it goes. And out of play. 38 minutes remaining here as Motlow State jumping on the scoreboard fairly quickly. With just a little under 5 minutes elapsed is when they put one in the net. And getting across midfield again is the Bucks. And there is Watson, the goalkeeper, to scoop it up. And picked off by Kylie Buena. In the far corner. Quite the battle. And now Motlow State pressuring a bit. And to the right of the net. And the defenders keeping it out of the box for Chattanooga State. Just under 37 minutes remaining here in this first half. I am told that we will have an abbreviated match here due to the weather conditions. And there's Coleman, the leading scorer, number 10, for Motlow State. And now this is Hobson taking it closer to the net. And another goal as Motlow State puts another one in the net to make it 2-0 Bucks. So we will have, of course, another kickoff at midfield. Chat State giving it to Simpson. And out it goes. So the throw-in will be handled by Cador. Giving it to the far side is Motlow State. And it crossing midfield. And another opportunity. And there it is. As the Bucks now quickly up 3-0. That score at 34:48 remaining in this first half. So the Bucks coming out red hot here on this soggy Wednesday in Tullahoma, Tennessee. But the conditions, as you can see, they're sloshing around, not impacting Motlow State's ability to put the ball in the net, at least not thus far. Here is Brooke Watson, the Chat State goalkeeper, who puts it in play. And now another throw in. And Motlow State picks it up. And Coleman has a little bit of a trip there. And the left-footed kick into the net as the hits just keep on coming for Motlow State as they go up 4-0. And the rain starting to pick back up. And away we go. We do have our camera covered here in hopes that we can continue to show you things as best we can. A bit of a challenge with this kind of weather. There's Roxy Fowler, number 13, getting a touch. And here's Hobson. And that going a bit astray. Now the defender lofts it right in front of us here. And again, splish splash. They're taking a bath here. These soggy conditions as the rain begins to fire back up a bit. And a curling shot attempt by Hobson, the midfielder, freshman. Middlesbrough, England is from where she hails. Motlow State. And now coming out of the pack is Maricela Jimenez for Chattanooga State as they start to get into the Motlow State zone a bit. And here is Hobson, pretty much all alone. But she is met by Kaylee Varner, number 3. center back for the Chat State Lady Tigers. And some mad scrambling. And now Varner kicks it out of play. The throw in from Roxy Fowler. Now Fowler. And now that is Hayton, number 14, getting a touch for Motlow State. Dueñez. And now Hobson with the 5th goal for Motlow State. Things pretty well getting out of hand. They already are out of hand, pretty much, for Chattanooga State. Down 5-0 here with 28:35 remaining in this first half. Back down into the Chat State zone. As the rain continues to fall here in Tullahoma. And it picks up in its intensity, which we expected. It was a brief lull, but in looking at radar, we knew we were about to get another wave, and that is the case. Chat State really has not even had a scoring opportunity up until this point. Cador chasing it down, along with Carolina Rose, number 6. There is Roxy Fowler once again. As you would expect, not much of a crowd here in this nasty weather. And out of play it goes. 26 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in this first half, as Motlow State having no trouble thus far in putting 5 on the board. Unfortunately, less than ideal conditions here. But as long as there is no lightning, we will continue. Ahmed now in the match for Motlow State. And there is Ahmed now heading toward the goal box. Now Fowler. And that shot is a bit strong. And there is Brooke Watson to collect it. The Chattanooga State goalkeeper. And a nice slide as Ahmed now races toward the goal. And it is another goal for Motlow State as Ahmed puts it in the net. That will make it 6-0. So another goal by the Bucks. And again, Chat State just having a difficult time getting any momentum here. They have yet to really have a scoring opportunity. As the rain picks up, and we are sitting in about 4 inches of water here. I have got extension cords that need to be lifted up real quick, so bear with me here as they are sitting in water. Not a good thing. And looking at radar, oh boy, looks like this rain that we are experiencing here at the moment does not look like there are any lulls in it as this line of storms goes back down through Huntsville. As play resumes. And that is Madeline Wellham, number 4, chasing things down. As the ball goes out of play. And I appear to have a leak in my tent. Oh boy. And out it goes once again. The throw in now by Motlow State. And I believe that is Carolina Rose, number 6 in the match. And the goalkeeper scooping it up for Chat State. with exactly 20 minutes remaining in this first half. And right to us, almost hit the camera, but we're in good shape. And out it goes. Here is Wellham to put it in play. And that's Ahmed, who has a goal, chasing it down, and she sends it out of play. Here is Roxy Fowler, the freshman defender out of Fayetteville, Tennessee, putting it in play. Dunez hits it toward the net, and it is retrieved by the goalkeeper, Watson.
You're getting really wet.
Yep, it is a bit damp in here as Chat State still trying to get a good scoring opportunity here. That has yet to arise for them. And now on the far side, Ahmed chasing it down. And toward the net, but is behind the net. Coming up on 17 minutes remaining here in this wet first half. And it looks like it's going to be a wet second half as well. As radar indicates, we've got a good line of storms that we're in the middle of, and it extends quite a bit to our west. The storm's moving in a northeasterly direction from down around Huntsville. Oh, and a collision as Ahmed tangles it up with a Chat State defender. I remember in high school playing football in the rain was kind of fun, but not sure if that's the case for this particular sport. As it ball goes out of play with just under 16 minutes left to play in this first half. As you can see, Motlow State having no trouble with a 6-0 score at the moment. And Chat State still looking for their first real scoring chance, as Motlow State has done an outstanding job defensively. Ahmed now kicks it in about 4 inches of water. And here comes Wilhelm. Oh, with an opportunity, but it is wide left. Hearing a bit of a rumble of thunder. And Motlow State still able to keep things in the Chattanooga State zone. Continuing to press here. As the rain continues to fall, picking up in its intensity. And there is Watson to collect it for Chattanooga State. The throw in now by the Bucks. As Hayton comes in to touch, but there is Watson. And Coleman hits it toward the net. But there is Watson to pick it off. Coleman gets a foot on it as she passes it to Ahmed in the near corner. Coleman now getting it to the far side. And there she is again to force it back to one of the Motlow State defenders. Kicking it into the far corner. Exactly 11 minutes to play in this first half from a very wet Tullahoma, Tennessee. Chat State with the kick. Ahmed centers it up for Wilhelm, and there is a nice defending play by Chattanooga State. A corner kick now. This is Madeline Wellham with the corner kick. And another one in the net for Motlow State. That makes it 7-0 as the Bucks continue to pour it on. No pun intended here. And the kickoff. There's Coleman. Boy, she's been everywhere today. And Motlow trying to set it up again. Madeline Wellham trying to get it to Hayton. And that shot is just a bit wide. Wellham will collect it. So we are now sitting in, oh goodness, about 6 inches of water while a lot of my gear gets soaked here. Not good. Oh boy. Seven minutes, 35 seconds remaining. And that is Kinley Buena who hits the deck. Boy, I didn't know I would need waders when coming here today. This is Olivia Wellham to take the kick. And just off the crossbar. That was close. And out of play. Oh, goodness. A backpack full of water. Thank you, sir. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I ended up setting up here in the low end of things. And literally sitting at about 8 inches of water here. 5:25 to go in this first half. putting it back in play. Chat State. And splishing and splashing. Here's Coleman. Gets it in the near corner to Wellham. And out of play it goes. Here's Watson. Getting it to a defender who lofts it toward midfield. The Lady Tigers have really not had an opportunity to get the ball past midfield very much here today. And a Chat State player down. But and Motlow State putting another one in. As a Chat State player was down for a bit, I believe that was Kaylee Varner, number 3. But she is now on her feet and appears to be doing okay. So another kickoff for Chat State. And she kicks it back to her defenders. There's Buenya chasing things down for the Bucks. And we're under 2 minutes now in this first half. Chat State still doing their best to try to get things in the Motlow State zone, but not having much success here today. As the rain picks back up. And toward the goal, but behind it. Zeladon, number 19, throws it in. And there's Coleman to retrieve it as she gets it out to Haley Campbell, number 7. And that concludes half number one. So at the outset here, I was told that this would be an abbreviated match. I don't know necessarily what that means. But for the moment, we are at halftime. And Motlow State, as you can see, finds themselves with an 8-0 lead. So we will keep it here as they have put 10 minutes on the board for the halftime. So that's what we have to wait on, is a few minutes here while the teams probably just try to maybe dry their hair off a little bit. Of course, it'll get soaked again when we fire up the second half. But here we are, Tullahoma, Tennessee, on the Game Time Sports Network. It's Jay Harper. Join me and Nashville radio legend John Bozeman, known as Johnny B, as we gab about all things radio, entertainment, and music in the Circling the Drain podcast. We share stories and experiences from our more than 90 combined years of being in the biz. Yeah, we're old. Come along for the ride. You never know where it may take you. It's the Circling the Drain podcast, available every Wednesday morning on all podcast platforms. Well, it appears that the 10-minute half, they've just dispensed with that. And they are calling the players. They are calling them out to get us going here. And there is indeed, as you can see, 45 minutes for the second half put up on the board. So the idea of an abbreviated game, I guess, has gone by the wayside here. Extremely lousy conditions, but is what it is. As the rain coming down, probably harder than it has thus far. So the kickoff from Motlow State as Buena puts it in play. And there is Kenley with the dribble. And Kenley Buena battling for it as he goes toward the net. It's Hayton gaining it over to Coleman, the leading scorer. Now Zeladon, number 19. And Chat State clears it a bit, but not before Olivia Wellham gets a foot on it. Now here is Zeladon giving it over in the near corner. And that's Ariana Baxter, number 3 in the match. So Motlow State continuing to keep things in the Chat State zone as they did in the first half. Zeladon now. And knocked down. And getting across midfield, but there is Holly Ferguson, the goalkeeper, now in for Motlow State to counter. And one of the first real scoring chances Chat State's had here all day. But Ferguson collecting it without any trouble. Oh, mercy. Got that young woman right in the face. That's number 21, McKay Hickey. She's laughing about it now, but that had to have smarted the official asking if she is okay. Got a pretty hard kick right square in the face. Zeladon bringing it down. Tried to give it some distance with that kick, but it got buried in about 4 inches of water, and didn't really go anywhere. Now here's Olivia Wellham, number 2, lofting it toward the Chat State side of the pitch. And Olivia Wellham gains control. And lofted in the air by a Chat State player who is down now. As she is being tended to. I believe that is McKay Hickey, number 21 for Chattanooga State. As they continue to tend to her. We will remind you that we will be here this Saturday as well when Motlow State takes on Roan State Soccer. That is a 4 p.m. Central Time start. And we also plan to join the Moonlight Madness event that's taking place for the Motlow State Bucks basketball team after the soccer match concludes against Roan State. So we're looking forward to that as we all get an introduction to Motlow State basketball for the 2025-26 season. The clock continues to run here. They don't appear to be stopping things. They're just running the clock. Now on the far side. And there is Olivia Wellham to get a touch and force it back across midfield. And the goalkeeper, Brooke Watson, takes her place in front of the Chattanooga State net and lifts a punt off the noggin of Coleman. Baxter chasing down the Chat State defender. Now here is Kenley Buena. And almost goal number 9 as we get a whistle. Counting down, we are at 36:30 remaining in this soggy second half, with Motlow State having this one well in hand. Lousy field conditions, just not the ideal scenario you want to play in, but it's the same for both teams. And right in front of us here, and a thumping kick over toward Ferguson. There are a handful of parents and fans here braving things, standing here with umbrellas. The Motlow State Soccer faithful. And we get a whistle. But again, no stoppage of clock. It's a running clock. Motlow State coach Andy Lyon getting a lot of players in this one since we have a blowout going. Getting a number of players some playing time. And Carolina Rose puts a foot into it. Yes, the ball looked like it was going out, but it hit that big puddle of water and stopped. Here's Cunningham, as now she gets it over to Aguero. Emily Aguero, a forward from Murfreesboro. And we have a Motlow State player down, as Ahmed. Actually, that's Nunez, number 9. So the Motlow State player being tended to. Not able to determine who that is as of yet. And she tries to get up slowly. She's trying to shake it off as her teammate, Carolina Rose, as well as Olivia Wellham, try to comfort her. And I believe that is Castorena. Nope. Yes, Chloe Castorena, midfielder, freshman from Columbia, Tennessee. She's up and walking toward the Motlow State bench, as you can see. We are coming up on 31 minutes remaining here. It's been a real tough day for Zach Daly, the head coach for Chattanooga State, and his squad, assisted by Gretchen Hamill. You know, you come all the way from Chattanooga and lousy conditions, and just has not been your day. Brooke Watson, the goalkeeper, she's been pretty busy today. Granted, the 8-0 score really cannot be, well, the fingers cannot certainly be pointed at her. She has done all she can do here today, and frankly, the score would be much worse if she had not made some nice stops. Coleman. Gets it back out, or at least tries to get it to Carolina Rose, and the water stops it. Rose now does pick it up as Coleman feeds it to Dunez. We are under 30 minutes now. As both teams, admittedly, their body language is just one of, let's just get this over with in these lousy conditions with this lopsided score. And it does appear that Coach Andy Lyon kind of has his team backing off the gas a little. I mean, they are still keeping it in the Chat State zone, but they are not being real aggressive here in terms of trying to score rather than kind of pile things on here, up 8-0. So in one respect, you certainly have to appreciate that. No sense running up the score here in this second half, as the ball just comes to a complete stop in the mud puddles that are out here. And coming down into the Motlow State zone, slipping and a sliding. Buena tries to get it over to Aguero. And now to Hayton. And there's Dunez. And that deflected. That was a shot that looked like it was going to go in, but it bounced off of a Motlow State player. Our next live stream this Saturday, 4 p.m. for Motlow State Soccer. And then after the soccer match, we will be on site for the Motlow State basketball team's Moonlight Madness event. They are having quite a get-together after the soccer match. And I believe they are just going to call it. So that is going to shut things down. Again, an abbreviated match. They did indeed abbreviate things. So it is an 8-0 final. This was indeed it was a challenge for both teams with these less than ideal conditions, to say the least. So that will wrap us up here from the campus of Motlow State. We appreciate you hanging here with us under these challenging conditions, not only challenging for the teams, but kind of challenging from an equipment and live stream perspective as well. So I guess I will do my best to pack things up, and we shall return on Saturday, 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time for more Motlow State Soccer. Again, your final as the Bucks remain undefeated in conference play by defeating Chattanooga State with an 8-0 score. I'm Jay Harper. This has been a production of